Alright, you guys want to see me do an install on the second fan? Noctua fan, spins nicely. Nothing wrong with this fan, but since you guys want to see it, just purchased another one. Okay, so for the first fan, I did dental floss inside the fins, and then I pulled it up. But that still broke underneath this fan. There's like a little glued on piece that broke, so no point in taking it slow this time. That took forever. So I'm going to try this. We'll see if this works. All right, just saved myself about a few hours work. So this is what you see now. Those are all copper. There's a magnet there, and you can see the inside of it like that. So the reason why I did this for the first fan was because it was rattling, and apparently that's a common issue. So I bought this secondhand, so I couldn't RMA it anyways. Now, the way that I cut this out is basically using a saw on my Dremel. So it's kind of scary, but that's what you gotta do. All right, so set up my trusty cereal box. That's garbage. I'm gonna put that there just for some protection. And the way that I originally did it was I cut off these copper wirings with this little clipper, but again, I thought it would be easier to take it out, but this rotor is connected at the bottom there, so no point in doing that. So, time to cut. Actually, it's got a spring. I could take that off. All right. I'm gonna go put on some glasses. All right. So let's try that again. let's see if I can take anything off. Nope, it's all pretty solid still, so keep going. Sorry, camera died. Not sure what part you missed, but after I took off this thing, I was left with just this now. And so you could see on the other side of this where the wires connect, it has, if you look closely, there's P, positive, minus, and then F. So make sure you don't disconnect these because they're all the same color, except P has a little bit of blue on it, and even on the other side, they're black wires instead of this brownish red. But still, we have to focus on getting this out first, or else we can't really do anything. So I'm gonna clip this because we won't be using this anymore. All right, there we go. Just cut this part off. Now it's out of the way. Leaving that part on until I get the fan in. Very important. And now we go back to Dremel. At this point, I don't think this blue cloth is doing anything for me, but makes me feel a little better. Gotta get this off. There we go. Okay, so that part came off. Now all I have left is this, which we gotta just basically cut through a little bit. There we go. Got that out. Got that out. Perfect. All right. So that's that. Let me get rid of these copper wires now. Leftover strands. There's that. A few more strands down there, looks like. Okay, hold on. Let me shake this upside down and clean it off a little bit. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna get a new Amazon shipping bag. Okay. So they're fresh new bag. All right, so this is what you're left with. This film here, that's a sticker on the bottom, which we do want to remove because we want to still cut here and here. And it's fairly soft plastic. So, I'll have to get a new battery for this camera, and I'll be right back. All right. So I got a new battery for my camera. As you can tell, I'm not prepared for this kind of stuff. Anyways, we want to take that off. All the stickers, both sides. I mean, the bottom side doesn't really matter as much, but may as well. So, just gonna lift it up and try to pull it around. You definitely do want to get this side off and try to clean it well because you do have to use tape to put on the new fan. It is held on with mounting tape or mounting adhesive, and it is strong enough. I had to pull off the Noctua because I wanted to clean up the wires, and I thought I was going to break something by just taking it off after I already put it on the front one. So it's taken care of. Yeah, so the bottom one, you can tell it's in the middle. It's really dirty from all the dust and everything else going on. But yeah, you can definitely take that off. So I'm gonna cut. I'm probably ruining these cutters by doing this, but it worked for the first one. Okay, so I took off a chunk there. And then now I gotta take it off the other side. And the reason why you wanna do this is because you're not gonna be able to, you need some leftover space, some free space for the wires from the new fan. Because you won't be able to get as close of a, sorry, I'm gonna cover this so it doesn't fly out. So you're not gonna be able to get as close of a connection as the stock one, of course. Ow! Okay. That hurt, but I'm still here. So, now comes to this part, and... Alright, so, as much as I hate to, I have to waste another fan to figure out what is exactly what as far as the colors go. I had a fan, I don't know where it is. I may have already tossed it because I didn't think I was going to do this again. And I probably thought I'd remember, but nope. So, I'm going to sacrifice another Noctua. Make sure it's a PWM fan, so it's going to have the same loadout. I mean, maybe I don't have to completely sacrifice it. I do want to try to get underneath where the wires are going. So, I don't know if you could see in the video, but each of these wires is correspondent. So the black is negative, yellow is positive, green is S, and the blue is P. Now looking at this, the first one has a little bit of blue on it, and that's P, so that matches up, but the rest are all brown. So the next one over is positive, then minus, then F. So what I did with the last one is I wired it all to its corresponding location, and then I just wired S to the F. So S in this case would be our green, so the green wire from the Noctua will go to F. Alright, so now let's get our, just bought a brand new Noctua fan, just came in, 92 millimeters, A9X14, PWM. So here it is. It's all beautiful. I'm going to take this off again and use that for mine. Like I did on that one, but I'll try to do a better job this time. Anyways. Alright, once you got that out of there, now you just want to clip these off. And again, if you don't like brown, they make a Chromax version, which is black, but I like the brown. It grew on me. Alright. Now you have this beautiful thing right there. And let's see. Okay. I'm going to try take this off without bending it because it is one of those metal stickers. Looks like I bent it a little on the last one and didn't go on super well, so I'm trying to do things right this time. Okay, got that off, flip it over. Probably should clean this better, but Alright, center did the best I could. Looks pretty good, looks better than the last one, so I'm happy. Maybe a little off-centered. Yeah, definitely off-centered. Sorry, this is going to bother me. Let's try again. Yeah. It's going to be the longest part of the video. Okay, whatever. It's good. No one's going to see it. It's fine. Okay, so now for the wire. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to cut it off right there. of course that's stuck now. Okay, there we go. So now we gotta just trim this down, and how did I do that for this one? So just trim it out in a circle as best as you can. So you're gonna do it in pieces like that, just gonna break off kind of badly, and then later you wanna go around and clean it. The best way to do this, I mean, I can't do it with a Dremel. I'm scared I'm gonna hit the fins. It's flying all over my kitchen. And one thing that I learned, I don't think I did it with that one unfortunately, but if you can cut off a little bit underneath, like there and there, that way the wire can go on the bottom easier. Might be better, so let's try it out on this one. But still, I want to go around and clean it because or else it's not going to fit in that center. So again, it's going to look, mine's at least going to look like crap. Doesn't really matter to me. We're going to put glue on there, and do not use hot glue gun. I used that the first time and it fell off within a few minutes of running. Thought that might be, I mean, that made it easier for me since I could just squish it down, but it's not the right way. I mean, neither is this, but it works and it stays on for long periods of time. And I play games on there, I get maxed out. The temps get up to, I guess I didn't need to break it if I'm doing this. Temps get to 78 in a mini ITX case. So that's good for me, and then it idles at 40, and that's with 41-ish. That's with one Noctua and one stock fan, so we'll see how it runs now. It might not work out, and I might have to go and get a new cooler for it. Who knows? All right. Okay, so now for the hard part. Let me get my soldering iron set up. Okay. Alright, so the easiest way to do this is unplug the wires one at a time. I didn't use a solder, I cut them off, but I'm going to try to just unsolder it one at a time, and I hope it doesn't mess up. And then you want to slide it around from the bottom of this bar. Hard to see. You want to slide it from the bottom of this bar so you have more room to play with it and solder it to the new one, and then that way you can heat shrink it. I got my heat shrinks. And you don't have too much room for error, because if you need to cut those wires multiple times, or for some reason the strands get cut off, and instead of stripping them on the GPU side, then you won't have enough wiring to be able to solder onto your new fan. So keep that in mind. That was the one part I was nervous about. Alright, just waiting for my soldering stick to heat up. What's the best way to do this? Okay, so it's very hard to see on this one. Sorry. So I already took off the first one. This one was P, so this one's going to connect to blue on this one, and these are still a little too long. So I moved it over to the side there, so I can slide. I'm going to slide this from the bottom, from where this one's coming out, and try to connect it to that as best as I can, using as little as I can, because it's just going to make life easier. But I have to figure out a different way of marking these. Oh, no, I can't do that. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to shorten these a little. So you kind of want to just eye it out, measure the sizing that you're going to use. So use as little as you're comfortable with, because you still have to be able to kind of maneuver this around. And there's tricks to cram it under here, which I will go through after, but let's take this sticker off as well. So I'm putting this here to protect it, and then you're gonna just pry this up a little bit, and that should give you some more space. So just bending this metal up, and this metal is part of the fan, this adapter, that's how it gets held on. And I just want to do it a little bit over here if I can. Oh, no, that was hot. Okay, that was stupid. Forgot I had my soldering iron on, so now that's burning. All right. Okay, so that's taken care of. So in the end, this is just going to go in the middle, and it's barely going to fit in. Now, I mean, I could solder it on. So the reason why I'm hesitating here is because I don't know if this is going to be as clean as I want it once it's on there, because you see all this extra wiring. But that's what we got to do, I guess. Okay, so it's best to just pass all 4 of these along at the same time. So go ahead and strip them. And then tie each one individually, spin each one individually, just so it's easier to undo them once you pass them along, so they don't tangle on anything. And then last one. Okay, so once you get them all 4 of them like that, then you just want to twist them together, and we'll see if the camera is going to focus on that. There we go. So kind of just twist them together so it all goes through at once, and then bend it up, and then you just slide it up and you can grab them all. So once you have them all, then you can kind of undo them. And then now you can start soldering. So first one is gonna be the brown one, and I'm gonna try to get some more strands on this one, get it a little bit bare, longer, but just keep in mind this is very risky because if you mess up, then you rip off some strands and then you're going to have less to deal with. So just extended that one. Let's, I'm trying to angle this better for you guys. Guess that didn't help. NVIDIA could make it a lot easier to repair this, but this is how I have to do it. Okay, so soldering iron's done. I'm gonna unplug it and put it off to the side to cool down. And then I got my heat gun. And you do want to make sure that no bare wires are exposed. Who knows? So now you want to get them underneath. So all the wires are kind of stuck right now. So you want to kind of work with them and get them underneath that center black one. So let's see. And remember, don't pull too hard or else you might rip some wiring. And then you gotta go back in there. So if you can't get it under there, you could bend up the bottom thing a little bit, and then it does go back down once you have the fan in there. You could press it all down. So you could see I got it under there for the most part. And now I have to just kind of hide the wires. But before I do that, I'm going to put in the glue or the adhesive. So this is the adhesive here. You don't need it completely covering it. Just the back half is fine. So what I do, I put it on all the way. Get some creases built around the, like trace it around the circle part on the plastic, get some creases in there, then you take it off. And now you have a good template. You can see over there that you can just cut around. This doesn't really affect the stickiness of it. It's still very sticky, especially once you get it pressed in all the way. It does not want to come undone. Alright, and then once that's done, get it on the back half, covering or leaving this part exposed because you're not going to have too much down there to glue it onto anyways, or stick it onto, so this works. And now for the next frustrating bit, you want to try to get those wires as flat as you can, and then to circle around the top, and then once you stick it, and then you just got to spin. Make sure you listen to it and watch it to make sure that it's not really going anywhere. It's not really getting stuck on anything. So I'm just taking off the adhesive off of the back. Sorry, I do not have compressed air right now. So this is the hardest part of it all, getting the wiring in. But once you get it in, it's good. And that's it. It's not perfectly centered, so it's probably because we bent it. All right, well, there you go. You guys want to see how it was done, and everybody was bothering me to do this one. That's how it's done. Now to put it in and see if it's worth it to have both of them done.